Hello, welcome to Dissident Canada. My name is Tyler. Today, once again, I will be talking about the budget. Not so much specifically about the budget, but is it going to send us back into election season? The short answer is I lean yes. Um, whole bunch of reasons, but there is a little bit of feeling with this, and it's not the feelings that say the liberals get, where they think, hey, I don't like this, therefore it's evil feelings. It's not so much that. It's more that gut feeling you get when you have some type of intuitive connection to something. Um it's just one of those feelings I have where you look at the political flow and you're like, yeah, you can't put you could use all the evidence you want for or against it, and then you look at it and you're like, I got this feeling. It feels right. Um for the evidence, like the NDP has come out and said under no circumstances are they voting uh for the liberal budget because it cuts jobs. Like, they are in such a bad position as a party. They can't lose what little credibility they have with what's left of their base by being for cutting government jobs, and specifically government union jobs. Cause like that would basically destroy them as the party of the union, or of the indoctrinated union, I should say, because they came about with union politics, but they kind of really screwed that up horribly and lied their asses off. So, uh, the bloc is probably in all likelihood not going to vote with the liberals because there's two things. One, the CBC has been leaking now for a couple of days the new nation building projects list that's going to include, and there are things that the bloc cannot sign on to from their how they get elected ideologically. They can't do that, even if they were given a sweetheart deal, which they weren't. And if you have been listening to some Canadian politics since the budget, the bloc came out real early on, maybe even before the budget came out, and said, under no their PR guy, I should say, came out and said, under no circumstances are we voting for this thing, because one, they did not consult us whatsoever, so F them, and two, uh, before the budget, the liberals were out there misrepresenting the amount of money the bloc wanted for Quebec by like a factor of 5 or something like that. Like, it was ridiculously large. Um, so, spurn a Frenchman and see how much they hate you. Yeah, it's that. The Greens could be persuaded. They could go back and forth, and if I'm not mistaken, all the liberals need is one vote. But I don't see how, like, especially with the leak of what's coming in those nation building products and all, or nation building projects, not products, Jesus, and what's buried in the budget itself. It's not getting too much headlines, but it is there. It's like it on the surface it looks like green policy. If you dig into it, it's a hedge against green policy. I don't understand. Like, there's no way the Greens could realistically vote for that, because if it came out that it's like, yes, the Green Party, they voted for anti-green measures, like their party collapses, kind of deal. Um, it's the same thing with the NDP. Like, there's stuff in these new building projects that are, again, for me, haven't come out, but are, slowly leaking out from the government propagandists because they need to preempt all the bad stuff that's going to come out. So I, I would think the NDP is going to vote against. So really it comes down to, can the Liberals get another resignation in the House from the Conservatives and or a defection? That's what they kind of need. And I'm not entirely sure they can get that. Now, there's a leak from the guy who did defect saying, hey, the Conservative leadership sealed the deal on him leaving because he barged into his office screaming and yelling and rah, rah, rah. Stuff I don't take too much credit for because, like, that came out after bad PR, and that's a mitigation strategy is, oh, hey, look, I'm really the victim. This asshole came yelling at me. So I don't take that to heart. And it's whatever happens, the budget is going to be a long, drawn-out knife fight, even if it passes. I don't see the Conservatives backing down. They will absolutely try to use it like they did with the carbon tax and try and use that as a wedge in the court of public opinion so that in another vote on record, they could potentially use public opinion to collapse the government. There's also special elections out, but also, if you look at the way Carney and the Liberals have been acting this term, all right, this parliamentary session, they've been acting like as if they were given a real mandate by the Canadian people. They weren't. And it's why they keep trying to reinforce it. And with Carney sinking in the polls, not that I give them too much credit, especially when, one of the ones that's being cited everywhere is Abacus, and they're just not that good. But Carney's is definitely sinking in public opinion. Like, it's obvious. You can clearly tell that by the sheer amount of propaganda propping him up at any given time. It's only increased. Okay? So it's looking like he may have to do that, and then again use Trump as a wedge issue, with the fact that Pierre really has done a lot of damage in his term as party leader for the Conservatives to the Conservative brand. Use that to get like the slimmest margin victory to get that supposed mandate. It would be like 1 or 2 seats at most, I would presume. But yeah. Now, maybe Canada's in a position where it's, again, the last election was well timed for the Liberals because it was just before economic pain really, really started to hit globally. They lost seats, but not enough, again, to lose power. Whereas now, we're 9 months, however many months removed from that, things have only gotten worse. Economic conditions are basically the driver between most party changes. You can really see that well in the United States. If you have a semi-competent alternative to the incumbent party, that's who will win. Like 2008 in the United States, the economy was so bad, there was no chance that the Republicans had a chance in hell of winning. And then you go to 2012. Romney wasn't a viable alternative, so he could not defeat Barack Obama. Then you get 2016 with Trump, who at the time is channeling the anger and harnessing the anger and redirecting the anger of what was the Trumplican. I don't think they exist anymore. Like, I don't think they'll vote for Trump after the damage he's done in just the last month. But I'm thinking of, blue working collar people that have historically voted Democrat in the Rust Belt states. They turned out for Trump in 2016 because they had enough of the Rust Belt being the Rust Belt. Clinton got elected because he came out and said, I feel your pain, I empathize with you, and this is what we're going to do. The economy dictates everything. So if it goes to election, it's going to be a race between who do you hate the least. It will be the South Park episode. What is it? It's turd sandwich or giant douche. That's the joke of it. Who are you voting for? A giant the turd sandwich or a giant douche? That is your choices. It's just like the conservatives continue to not be able to get anything done. Like, look at the difference between liberals and conservatives. When liberals are not in power, they're able to slowly advance policy. Okay? In a manner of ways. But, like, usually they sneak it into a bill, and they sneak it in there by, forcing the conservatives to give a concession by just destroying them in the media, which they're very good at. Been doing it for 70 years. Whereas when conservatives are out of power, or even when they're in power, they barely do a damn thing. But when they're out of power, they can't get anything through to the liberals. Like, it's just, it's how the left and right currently function. And it's pissing me off. Like, I was doing a little bit of research on a U.S. politician by the name of Huey Long. I was looking up his quotes. And the man has some of the best quotes out there. You should go check them out. They are fantastic. He was I believe a Democrat, a populist Democrat from New Orleans, who really hated the fact that FDR screwed him over with the New Deal, lied to his face. He's got a quote that fascism will show up in America as anti-fascism, which, wow, several decades after he passed away, that happened. What else? What is it? His tagline as a politician was "Every man a king, but none with a crown," or something like that. That's fantastic marketing as a left-wing populist. Just go search basic stuff about Huey Long. Fantastic politician. Populist. Respect him. He has some of the most fieriest quotes that I was reading. Anyways, the reason I bring up Huey Long is because one of his quotes is about the fact that I would rather break every convention imaginable to see my policies passed than watch them die. And Canada needs the right wing to do that, because the left does it all the time. Absolutely. They destroy conventions and have been for decades. Left, right, and center. Okay? The right needs to start playing that game so the left smartens the hell up. Like, just ram through some very good right-wing populist positions, and you'll win. Like, yeah, but if I get back to the point of this video, is the budget likely to send us back to the polls? Yes. And with the timing that it's got to be, what is it? It's no less than a month, and I think no more than, is it 60 or 90 days? I would make the presumption, okay, that if it fails, they call the election for as late as possible in the time frame that the law provides for next year. The reason being is you get out of the way of the Christmas time vote and the Christmas aftershock as much as you can, because that's going to sink them. Like, it's going to hurt them. I don't see how they can really overcome it. Now, maybe if you run with Orange Man bad and blame price issues on Trump, but like Carney's walking that back as far as he can in reality. He's playing a very delicate game with that. So I don't see how he could realistically ramp that up a second time. Especially when Trump is, I don't know when the decision is going to come down, but he's going to get dick smacked by the Supreme Court on his use of tariffs. So I don't see, like, if you start blaming him for, the tariffs causing all the price increases, which they are driving some price increases, but like it's more complicated. There's monetary system shenanigans involved. There's liberal policy involved. There's global geopolitics involved. There's a whole bunch of shit driving prices up. But you play that game with Trump when he feels weak, he will double and triple down on stuff. And you really don't want to do that. I don't really see how the liberals can pick off, like you don't want, the fact that they haven't gotten agreement with the NDP shows they're not likely to get an agreement with the NDP. Because otherwise the NDP would come out and say, hey, we're voting with the liberals. And then the liberals wouldn't have picked off the conservative, because that always never works out in their favor. It just never works out well when you do stuff like that. Especially in this kind of political environment in a parliamentary system, you start picking off MPs. And while that does play well to your rabid fan base, especially on the left, you get serious backlash issues in successive elections for a little bit. So the fact they're trying to pick off the conservatives proves that, one, they think the conservatives are weak, but also that they can't get the other parties to vote for them. Really, it comes down to, can the conservatives hold on? And I think they can barely do it. Barely do it. What happens in the election is just going to be a shit show if it happens. So that's the video for today. Hope you had a good day. And hope you will continue to have a good day, because I will see you tomorrow at night. Until then, have a good day.